Hi, first grade families and friends. This is Miss Burns here with week 4, day 1 of math. For the last several weeks, we've been working on using what we know about place value to add 1 and 2 digit numbers together. Now we're going to use everything that we know about place value to help us find 10 more or 10 less than a number in our heads. So let's take a look at what we're working on today. We've moved away from 1 NBT4 and now we're working on 1 NBT5. And my first grade friends, we actually worked on this in the classroom several weeks ago. So this is really a review. You've seen this before. Now we want to just see if we can do this quickly and more efficiently with all that we've learned about place value. So we're going to be finding 10 more and 10 less than a given number. We want to be able to, or you're going to be able to say that I can mentally means in your brain, I can mentally find 10 more or 10 less than a given number. Well, we know a few things here before we even start. We know that more, if we're looking for 10 more is just another word for adding. That's telling us we're adding. And if we also want to be able to find 10 less, well, we know that less means you must be subtracting, okay? We also know what a 10 is. We know that a 10 is a group of 10 ones put together, and we can use just a stick or a rod to represent a 10. We also know that 10s are used in 2-digit numbers. So if we use what we know about place value, we know that all 2-digit numbers have a numeral or a digit in the tens place and a numeral or a digit in the ones place. Today we're going to be really focused on taking a close look at that tens place to be able to find 10 more or 10 less. Now before I show you a trick to be able to do this mentally, I want to make sure that we can do this with pictures first. Okay, so let's say that the number we're starting with is 18. And I want to know what's 10 more than 18. More is going to be greater, it's going to be bigger. I also want to know what's 10 less than 18. It's going to be less, we're subtracting, it's smaller. Well, what we talked about doing in the classroom a while back is drawing a picture to help you out. Just like when we're doing 2-digit addition, you can draw a picture whenever you're taking a test. This is always a good strategy. So I'm first going to draw 18. There's my one group of 10 in 18, and I have 8 leftover ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, if I want to know what's 10 more than 18, I have to add another 10. So now I don't have 18, now I have 10, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 10 more than 18 is 28. But now I want to know what's 10 less. Well, 10 less means I'm going to start at 18. Here's my 18, one group of 10s, 8 leftover ones. And now I need to subtract a group of 10. I'm looking to get rid of 10. We're looking for 10 less. So that 10 is going to go away. And now I'm only left with these 8 leftover ones. So 10 less than 18 is 8. This is what we worked on doing in the classroom. We used pictures and objects to find 10 more and 10 less than a given number. You might also be familiar with a hundreds chart, or in this case, a reverse hundreds chart. This is also like using a picture. A reverse hundreds chart is a little bit different from a hundreds chart in that the 0 begins in the bottom left corner, and as I move up, you'll notice the digit or number in the tens place goes up by 1, and the digit in the tens place goes down by 1 as I move down. So let's say that we start at the number 33. I think of it like an elevator. If I want to get up to the 43rd floor, am I going to push the up button on the elevator or the down button? You're right. You're going to move up, push the up button. So here I must be adding 10. If I want to go down to the 23rd floor, am I going to push the up button or the down button? You're right, the down button. Down, I'm subtracting. That's subtracting 10. But this is still using a picture to help me. This reverse hundreds chart is another way of showing a picture. I need to be able to do this in my head because my I can statement says that I have to be able to do this mentally? Well, here's the trick. When we add 10 more, this is when we're looking for 10 more, the digit in the tens place goes up by 1. Check this out. If we started at 16 and we added 10 more, we will get 26. The only thing that changed was my digit in the tens place. Instead of having 1 10, now I've got 2 10s. If I add 10 more to 26, all I need to do is add a 1 to the digit in the tens place. So now instead of 2 10s, I'm adding 10 more. Now I have 3 10s. Here's what it looks like in a picture. Here's 16. To get to 26, adding 10 more, I'm just adding a 10. Here's the 10 I added. If I want to add 10 more, here's my 10 I added. Now I've got 36. The digit in the ones place stays the same. You don't even have to deal with the ones place. All you're doing is increasing the digit in the tens place by 1. 10 less. Very similar. When we subtract 10, or we're looking for 10 less, the digit in the tens place goes down by 1. If we start at 36 and we want to know what's 10 less, I'm taking 10 away. Instead of having 3 10s, I now have 2 10s. Same with my picture. Instead of 3 10s and 36, I'm going to take 10 away. I'm looking for 10 less. Now I have 2 10s. If I want to know what happens when I start at 26 and I take 10 less, well, I'm getting rid of a 10. Now instead of 2 10s, now I've got 1 10. Instead of 2 10s and 26, now I've got 1 10. When we subtract 10, the digit in the tens place goes down by 1. The digit in the ones place stays the same. Well, I'm going to use that little trick, and I'm going to use that to help me find out what's 10 more or 10 less than a number in my head. So let's take a look at some of these. I'm going to do the first couple, and then you guys are going to help me out with the next ones. If I take a look at the first number, the first thing I'm going to notice is that it's 2 digits. Here's my 10, the number in my tens place, and the number in my ones place. I know that the number in the ones place is going to stay the same. That's what we just said. The digit in the ones place will stay the same if we're adding 10 more. The digit in the ones place will stay the same if we're looking for 10 less. My digit in the ones place stays the same. But my digit in the tens place, something's going to happen to that. If I'm adding 10 more, it's going up. If I'm looking for 10 less, it goes down. Well, if I'm looking for 10 more, instead of having 1 10, now I'm going to have 2 10s. My digit in the ones place stays the same. 10 more than 17 is 27. Now let's look at 10 less. Okay, well if I'm looking for 10 less, less means subtract, so I'm going to get rid of a 10. So instead of having 1 10, if I get rid of that 10, now I have 0 10s. The digit in the ones place stays the same. I have 7 ones. 10 less than 17 is 7. Let's look at the next one. I notice right away this is a 2-digit number. I have a digit in the tens place and a digit in the ones place. Let's first look for 10 more. Well, I know when I look for 10 more, my digit in the tens place is going to go up by 1. So instead of having 2 10s, now I'm going to have 3 10s. My digit in the ones place stays the same. 10 more than 24 is 34. Let's look at 10 less. Well, I know that my digit in the tens place when I'm looking for 10 less is going to go down by 1, and my number in the ones place will stay the same. So if I had 2 10s, I'm looking for 10 less. That means I'm subtracting. That means I'm going to get rid of a 10. Instead of having 2 10s, now I'm going to have 1 10. My digit in the ones place stays the same. 10 less than 24 is 14. Let's do the last 3 together. Okay, friends, 46. The first thing you should notice is that this is what? Is it a 1-digit number or a 2-digit number? You're right, it's a 2-digit number because there's a digit in the tens place and in the ones place. When we were looking for 10 more, what's going to happen to that digit in the tens place? From 16 plus 10, I got 26. 26 plus 10 more is 36. You're right. The digit in the tens place goes up by 1. So instead of having 4 tens, now we're going to have 5 tens. Our digit in the ones place stays the same. Leave it alone. Say it with me. 10 more than 46 is 56. Nicely done. Let's take a look at 10 less. Well, if we're doing 10 less, now I'm not going to have 4 tens. I need to get rid of a 10. I'm subtracting a 10. So instead of having 4 tens, I'm going to have 3 tens. Our digit in the ones place stays the, you got it, same. Say it with me. 10 less than 46 is 36. All right, let's do the next two quickly. 10 more than 39. Well, that's easy. I know that my digit in the tens place is going to go up by 1. Instead of 3 tens, now we have 4 tens. My digit in the ones place stays the same. All right, let's look for 10 less. If I have 10 less than 39, instead of 3 tens, now I have 2 tens. My number of ones stays the same. So say it with me. 10 more than 39 is 49. 10 less than 39 is 29. Last one, we're almost done. All right, we're looking for 10 more than 25. 10 more than 25. I can do that in my head. I don't need to draw the picture because I know that if I'm adding 10 more to 25, instead of having 2 tens, now I have 3 tens. My number in the ones place stays the same. All right, 10 less than 25. Well, instead of 2 tens, now I'm just going to have 1 10. The number in the ones place stays the same. So let's say it together. 10 less than 25 is 35. I'm sorry, did I say that incorrectly? I hope you caught that. Try that again. 10 more than 25 is 35. 10 less than 25 is 15. So friends, as you're working on the questions below this video, keep in mind that when you are trying to do this mentally, when we add 10 more, the digit in the tens place goes up by 1, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3. And when you're looking for 10 less, the digit in the tens place goes down by 1, from 3 to 2, 2 to 1. Keep that in mind as you're working on those problems. All right, friends, go ahead and click on the link below and complete your assignment.